Sound speeds. David, Napoleonic Wars.
Rolling.
Take one, Mark. What?
Rolling and action.
See, what I love about the Napoleonic Wars is that you can root for everybody. They're all kind of bastards, but they're all kind of compelling, too. So you got France, the hungry hexagon, the munchers of snails of doom, the Germans of the 19th century. Well, we'll get to the Germans in a second. But the thing is, Napoleon is just so cozy. He's like a character in one of the great cartoons or anime. You know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah. Yeah. Who? Zuko? Catra? Come on, name one. Okay. Then you got the British. Now, the progressives and the patriots can't agree on jack shit. But there's one thing that they're lockstep on. Britain is an island of pure satanic evil, ruled by a mad tyrant king, George III. The Declaration of Independence says it, and it's always true. Now, I gotta say, as someone who grew up on Thomas the Tank Engine with Ringo Starr, that was always kind of a what the hell? But hey, you know, they got a parliament. You know what a parliament is, right? Oh, hey, they speak English, so you know what's going on. That's two of them. Now, with the Russians, I got a personal connection with Russia. The name, Malinsky. It's a Russian name. I have an ancestor who was in the Imperial Russian Army. And their uniforms, they kind of stand the test of time like no one else does. You know, green. We know what a green uniform is. They figured that out like a century before everyone else. Now, the next two, there where things get interesting. You know what a France is. You know what a Britain is. You know what a Russia is. Now, wait, where are the Germans? There are lots of Germans, but there are two big ones. And you might have heard of them. First is Austria, Sound of Music land. Now it's kind of East Switzerland. But in this time, it's like their golden age. They're really powerful. And they're like the Team Rocket of countries. They fight Napoleon again, and they lose again and again. It's hilarious. They even wear white.
Good, cut. Great. Good, David. A long time, David.
David, Napoleonic Wars improv. Take two, Mark. Take your time.
And rolling and there she is across the table. And action.
See what I love about the Napoleonic Wars is that you can root for everybody. It's not like with Axis and Allies where I can't play as the Germans. I'm a Jewish kid. I can't do that. Whereas Napoleon, like you got 5 different countries, and you can root for all of them, and that's really cool. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
And cut. Good. This time, same thing.
I'm still rolling.
You're nervous?
Sound speeds. David, Napoleonic Wars. Take 3, Mark.
Rolling and action.
See, the reason I love the Napoleonic Wars is that you can root for everyone.
Really?
Yeah, so you got 5 different countries you can follow. They're all kind of bastards, but they're all kind of compelling, too. So let's start with the big one.
Okay.
The hungry hexagon, the French.
Oh, French, I love.
Oh, yeah, and this is like the French golden age. Yeah, you know, they're the snail eaters of doom. They're like the Germans of the 19th century. We'll get to the Germans, don't worry.
Yeah.
And they're led by the short guy. The guy.
Shorty.
You know who Napoleon is, right? It's cool. Hey, it's cool. I get it.
Yeah.
But, man, let me tell you, Napoleon is just so cozy. He's like a character in a great novel or like a great kids cartoon or anime. Yeah, name one.
Let me see.
Like a character who's like, where's it gonna do?
Bugs Bunny.
Yeah, I can see the Bugs Bunny. You get it.
Yeah.
You get it. All right. So we covered France. We know what a France is. Let's talk about the British. When I say Britain, what do you think of?
The royal court.
The royal court. Mm-hmm. So, over here in Freedomia, right, the patriots and the progressives, they hate each other, like murderless levels, but they can agree on one thing.
Good.
That Britain is an island of pure satanic evil. That its leader is the most evil leader to ever exist. This is the George III of the Declaration of Independence. That guy, he's still there.
Cut from a much better date. Beautiful. Yeah. And as you go on, we're still rolling.
Take 5.
Oh.
Mark.
Are we doing it again? All right. And action.
See, the thing I love about the Napoleonic Wars, you can root for everybody. They're all bastards. And they're all kind of compelling, almost sexy. So let's start with the sexiest ones of all. Let's start with the French. The lovers. They are lovers of war. They are the snail eaters of doom. The hungry hexagon, hungry for land, hungry for conquest. Yes, conquest. And they're led by the guy. Napoleon is the guy. Yeah, he's cozy. I think he's cozy. You know, yes, I have a Napoleon body pillow. I snuggle up with it. You know, yeah, you can join me. Napoleon and Josephine is the great love story. Oh yeah, they didn't actually love each other. It was actually a really intense relationship, which we won't have. There are much better love stories in this world.
Beautiful. Try Napoleon and Josephine's a great love story again. And the subtext is we could be great
Right.
lovers. We could be great lovers. Rather than just telling her.
Yeah, Napoleon and Josephine is a great love story. A really great love story. It moves the world. You want to be my Josephine?
But Dave Malinsky! Big man till he gets to the stage!
So, ladies, older and younger and otherwise, if you're dating a history geek like me, you've got competition. In my case, it is Napoleon. Clearly. If you can't tell. But with others, you got the World War II people, and with them, they're always arguing, oh, this tank is better, that tank is better. Hopefully. Then with like the Civil War buffs, well, honestly, that's just like a black hole of craziness. But neither of them do anything for me. I don't like those good versus evil conflicts. Maybe because I'm evil. That might be it. But see, I don't like being told what to think, what to feel. I like to form my own team, join my own team, root for my own team. And you can't really do that with World War II. It's a Jewish kid. It makes Axis and Allies or Hearts of Iron for the people who actually know how to play Paradox games. It's like, I can't do that. I can't get the full experience of conquest. But with the Napoleonic Wars, like, no, that's perfect. You can root for everybody. All the 5 sides, family for power, they're all a bunch of bastards. But they're all kind of compelling. Let's start with the hungry hexagon. The snail eaters of doom, the Germans of the 19th century. Well, until we get to the actual Germans. I am talking, of course, about the big blue blob, France. Ooh. How dare you, sir? Yes, well, it's not necessarily France, it's Napoleon, it's the guy, it's the boss. Because he's just cozy. You just want to snuggle him. Because he's like a character in like one of those great animes or kids' cartoons. Like, is he good or the evil? I mean, for my kids, it was like Catra from like the new She-Ra. Anyone watch that? Maybe you got some other examples? Shout them out. Guess not. Okay. But then they're like bad people who turn good. Napoleon's like a good person who turns bad, so he's kind of like, I guess, Anakin Skywalker's the obvious point. But Napoleon actually gets to be emperor. And then there's the British. Now, progressives and patriots, they cannot agree on anything except that Britain is an island of pure evil ruled by like a devil demon lord. I think that's what the Declaration of Independence says. I don't know, I haven't read in a while. But it's kind of weird, because I grew up on British children's media. I grew up on Thomas the Tank Engine with Ringo Starr. Oh yeah! So like when I hear all this anti-British stuff, I'm like, no! This is not evil land, this is fairyland, this is storyland. And they got like a parliament, and you can actually understand what they're saying. But that title might go to the Russians. Huh, not a lot of reaction to that. That's cool. The thing about the Russians, you think, oh, they're so weird and primitive. It's like, well, hold on. In one way, they were ahead of their time. They dressed their troops in green. To get the British in red, the French in blue, the Russians in green. They might have seen the future of the Russians, although they might not look that far into the future, huh? And then finally we've got the Germans. And there are a lot of Germans, but here are the two big ones. In the south, you have Austria. Austria is kind of like East Switzerland. It's, where Sound of Music happened, but 200 years ago they were really big. But ladies, bigger does not mean better. Austria is like the Team Rocket of countries. They always find Napoleon, always losing. Blasting off back to Vienna. And finally there are the Prussians. Prussia, you might think is Russia with a P. I will let you make that mistake once. Because Prussia is actually really important to hundreds of years of European history. But not here. No, they're losers led by a loser. If Austria is Team Rocket, Prussia is Mr. Get in the Robot Shinji. Some of you might get that joke. The king guy looks like the anime kid who can't get in the robot. But here's what's really important. I was telling this to a date. She actually liked it though. She liked the uniforms and the horses. So I decided to go a little bit deeper with tactics and strategy. I said, do you want to take on my Lancer cavalry with your infantry square? It was my romance Waterloo. Good night, everybody.